Well, good morning from Rockland, California on this 29th of September 2024. And as those of you who are familiar with my railroad, the never done and always changing is changing again. Yes, as you can see, I've started the demolition process to where I'm going to be removing a good portion of my railroad in order to reduce the footprint in this room. And what I mean by that is things have just gotten a little overwhelming. I've sort of completed and done what I can do on this main part of my layout. This was an area where I had a mining scene, a station, a little row of houses. Of course, across the canyon here, this peninsula will also be gone. But the first thing I got to get rid of is this duck under. 20 odd years ago, this seemed like a doable thing, and it was. I gained a lot of real estate, especially when this was an ON30 layout. But when I converted to G-scale and I was older, getting in and underneath this 28-inch, 52-inch high duck under just was a real problem, and I'm just tired of it. The aisles in here are also rather narrow. I think this is one of my wider aisles at about 3 feet, maybe a little less. There's an aisle over there that's about 2 feet in size. And the aisle over there is maybe 30 inches, 28 inches. And in an area you can't see behind all those trees and under that area, that's my workbench. And that's one of the main sticking points with me right now is squeezing back in there, bumping into the layout, trying to do things in this larger scale. My body is just not as flexible as it used to be, and I just need a change. So, with that said, a little overview of what I'm going to save and what I'm going to get rid of. This area here will be retained, and I'll be able to rework this a little bit. The area along the back, along the windows, that'll be retained. And also the area way back there where you see the trees against the walls, that will be retained also. What's going to be removed is this peninsula, that cliff face there, all of this area, and this wider than anything area that I just can't reach anymore. Got to get up on a ladder to get in there. I just don't work on it. It's just too wide. It kind of made sense where most of it at one time was within about a 30-inch reach, but that middle section here is just too hard to get to. Plus, it was kind of finished, and it's just a massive area. When you come in the door here, you're squeezing in past stuff. My storage closet here, this aisle, you know, it's just kind of an afterthought, really too narrow. I'm trying to store stuff underneath here, trying to get cardboard and things out. I've got bookcases haphazardly all over the place that I'm hoping to consolidate. Like below here are magazines, etc. I'm also going to be retaining the GN15 layout, at least along this back wall and underneath that section of the layout. And that will just go to this back end area there, around, not even around the corner. It's just going to go kind of an L shaped into that area and stop. That gives me the area for, you know, photographing and, you know, having models. And there's a little bit in the port scene down here that I wanted to finish anyways. But what it's going to free up is all the area underneath that back wall, all of this area here. And I'm going to put my modeling space workbench over here in this corner, little L-shaped area. I'll have some room about this wide right here that I'll have to move around in, maybe set up a portable table, work on some dioramas. I'm expecting to add back in an area about right in here from the corner of that wall coming this way, about 8 feet. And then I am going to have, unfortunately, lift bridge. I'm not going to make it a duck under, but I'm going to make it like a 3-foot crossing coming off in this area. So this is going to come around here and come across, and right around in here it'll go off at a little bit of an angle, cross 3 feet, come across here, and I'll have an area in there that'll be, right now I'm looking at it being about 5 feet wide by maybe 8 or 9 feet long. I may be able to get it down to 4 feet. We'll see. That area is going to be my town. I've got the one town in the back there. I have some little transition scenery area, the town, some transition scenery area, and then this other town. And that'll give me an opportunity to maybe replace the mining scene, utilize all these buildings that I built over time that I really do like, don't want to get rid of. But it just should make the space more manageable. It should open up the aisleway on this other side to about 5 feet between that side of the layout and the new portion of the layout. And in this area over here, I'll probably have 6 or 7 feet of space. Basically, the width of that wall coming out this way. Storage space. All these bookcases are going to be underneath there, so I'll have all my books and magazines at easy reach. And then over in this area against the window, although the layout's going to have to come out a little bit against this window and then turn and go that way, I'm going to have an area here for diorama display. And that should be about 2 by 6 feet. And that's the kind of thing so that I can place things like this, which I really started liking to build. And also want to have some shelving and some things to better display locomotives and stuff like that that I don't have out on the layout. It's going to be a simple loop of track. I'm not into operation. For all you out there who say, I'm going to get bored with this, no, I'm not bored with this. I just like to create the scenes, tell a story, and watch the trains run. And maybe I run maybe once a month or so. I run the railroad when people come over, and they really just look at the scenes, the trains go by, and everybody's delighted. So that's it. So stay tuned for more as the never done and always changing continues. Happy railroading to everybody. Bye now.